Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another week of National Action Network Live. My name is Nancy Darlene Crawford, and I am your host for this morning's broadcast. Our keynote speaker today will be none other than our president and founder, the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. We welcome all of you who have joined us today live here in the House of Justice Sanctuary, located at 6 Hancock Place between West 124th Street and Morningside Avenue in the village of Harlem. We welcome those also watching us via live stream and on our social media platforms and our website at www.nationalactionnetwork.net. Today, we will hear reports on the action NAN is taking and are joined by chapters from across the country and right here in our New York City chapter, bringing to you how you can get involved and get into the action with NAN now. Also, during our Saturday Actions Rally, we have a segment here called What's on Your Mind. We invite you to email us at nanwhatsonyourmind@gmail.com or call us live at 877-626-4651 and share with us a brief account of what issues are concerning you most that you want the broader community to be aware of. We invite you to call us, email us, what's on your mind today. The NAN Youth Huddle Experience will resume on Monday, July 27th. Join the National Action Network's Youth Huddle New York City here at the House of Justice Auditorium, located at 6 Hancock Place in the village of Harlem. Tune in to MS Now's Politics Nation with Al Sharpton every Saturday and Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, live on MS Now. Here are some announcements to keep you in the know. Honoring Nolan Wells. Family, friends, and the community gathered for the funeral for Nolan Xavier Wells this week. As many questions surrounding his untimely death remain unanswered, Nolan Wells was honored and remembered for the remarkable young man that he was. Reverend Sharpton delivered a powerful and stirring eulogy and led a prayer for the family and loved ones, while attorney Ben Crump delivered the call for justice. Following Reverend Sharpton's announcement of a $50,000 reward, Tyler Perry pledged an additional matching $50,000 reward. Perry also funded the funeral for Nolan. NFL Hall of Famer Terrell Owens said he would add $25,000 to the reward, bringing the total to $125,000. Colin Kaepernick also funded the private second autopsy. During Nolan Wells' funeral services, attorney Ben Crump led a powerful chant that echoed throughout the sanctuary. Nolan's life matters. Nolan's life matters. That cry was more than a chant. It was a declaration that Nolan's life was valued. His family deserves answers and justice, and it cannot be delayed. His mother shared heartbreaking and moving words. Both Christine and Elmore shared touching words that only parents could articulate. They reminded everyone that Nolan was more than a headline or a case. He was a son, a young man with dreams, a bright light, and a life that touched so many. May he forever rest in peace and power. The entire National Action Network team will continue to stand with the family as they pursue the truth and seek justice for their beloved Nolan. Progressive National Baptist Convention. Reverend Sharpton was in the nation's capital this week for the 65th annual session of the Progressive National Baptist Convention, where he served as a keynote speaker for the Social Justice Hour. As we continue to speak truth to power, demand accountability, and stand for justice in every community across the nation, it's important to gather and share this message together. The Progressive National Convention took place at the Omni Shoreman Hotel in Washington, D.C. this week. The Social Justice Commission's priorities include racial justice, public education equality, economical justice, economic reparation, and criminal justice reform. Reverend Sharpton was honored to keynote this year's address at a time when our rights, our vote, and our future are under attack. We must continue to organize, mobilize, and stand in unison for justice. Politics Nation is the place to be, as he does each and every stories, issues impacting our communities, and keen analysis you can count on. Various expert, elected officials, and prominent individuals appeared on Politics Nation on MS Now with Reverend Sharpton as they broke it all down and helped inform viewers on what they need to know. Penny Brown Reynolds, nominee for Secretary of State, joined the show to discuss how the head of DHS is threatening state election leaders. Representative Nakima Williams was on with Reverend Sharpton to highlight what families across the country are facing with rising health care costs, high grocery bills, and broken promises from Trump and his Republican allies. MS Now National Secretary reporter Julie Jester joined Reverend Sharpton to give an update on the deaths of U.S. troops as a result of the Iran conflict. Democratic gubernatorial candidate and former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms was on the broadcast to discuss her race, Georgia politics, and other key issues. These were just some of the guests and topics on Politics Nation last weekend. Be sure to tune in to MS Now this weekend, every Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to catch all of the week's news and analysis that matters. Rest in peace, Ousmane Diallo. National Action Network and Reverend Sharpton mourn the tremendous loss of our dear Ousmane Diallo this week. He was a youth leader with NAN and a member of our extended family. Ousmane was only 24 years old when his life was so abruptly cut short. When he was just a teenager, Ousmane joined NAN's Youth Huddle program and actively participated in our efforts through the years, including our big mobilization to commemorate the March on Washington in 2023. He went on to serve as New York State Assembly member Al Taylor's legislative director. Young Ousmane had his entire life ahead of him, and we are deeply saddened by this untimely death. NAN held a special community huddle honoring Ousmane this week, where several elected officials paid their respects, including Council Member Yusef Salam, Assembly members Jordan Wright, Manny de los Santos, and others. Family members, friends, the NAN community, and others all paid their respects and keep Ousmane's memory alive. Reverend Sharpton and the entire National Action Network family offer our heartfelt condolences to his loved ones and stand in community and support during this difficult time. Welcome to all of you who have tuned in and joined us also via live stream at www.nationalactionnetwork.net and also live on Facebook at National Action Network. If this is your first time joining us or if you are not a member of NAN, we welcome you to National Action Network and invite you to join us and get into the action today. For more information and to join, you may visit our website, call 877-626-4651, or text the word NAN, N-A-N, to 59769. Welcome. Let us now welcome soloist Tisha Hunter under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson.
That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. Saved in His arms. When the storm, when the storms of life and the billows roll. Hey, when the storm, hey God, when the storms of life and the billows roll, oh, they begin to roll in there. I'm glad He shall, He will hold me. I'm so glad He shall, He will hold me. When the storms of life start raging in your life, you can go to the light. He shall. When the storms of life start raging, He shall, He will. Anybody know you're safe in the arms of the Lord? The Lord is the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run in, and I say, I'm saved. Jesus in His loving arms. That's why I'm saved. Anybody feel saved in the Master's, in the loving, in His loving arms? I'm saved in His arms. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Soloist Tisha Hunter, under the direction of our musical director, Minister Tyrone Richardson. Well, it is Saturday, and we do have a line formed here, the House of Justice Sanctuary, because our liaison, special liaison to our president and founder, Reverend Stephen Marshall, wants to know what's on your mind.
If you're grateful that God saved you, can you put your hands together? I said if you're grateful that God saved you, put your hands together. Welcome to the National Action Network. Give yourselves a big hand for being here today. We have a lot to do, so I won't talk long, and I'll ask all of you that are on the line to keep your comments brief today. We want to get everybody in and respect the time. Can we do that? Please step up, tell us your name and what's on your mind.
Good morning. This is Dr. Jesse Fields, Harlem community doctor. Thank you. I'm really very proud and honored to be here. What's on my mind is health and how health is tied to all parts of life and all are inseparable. So I'm a primary care doctor here in the Harlem community, and I'm creating our mental health workshops around the city and beyond. And working with the National Action Network Health and Wellness Committee, I'm very eager to bring the workshops here. And the chair of the Health Committee, Sister Harper, she's traveling, but she'll be back soon. And I'm happy to have with me today a student who did a summer internship at our practice here in Harlem, Pearl Obeng Sefa, and she will be starting medical school next month at the University of Massachusetts. Please stand. Pearl, we wish you great success, and we know that you will have a big positive impact on the lives of many communities and many people. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me today. I have a few lines from a African-American poet, Frederick Joseph, whose poetry we often use in creating our mental health workshops. Notes from therapy. Begin in your life's timid daybreak, or begin in the twilight of your years, unrestrained, untamed by the leash of time. Each breath, each moment, a fresh parchment. Write, rewrite, write, rewrite, even if the ink runs dry. Let it startle you. Become a sunburst in a winter sky. Become raindrops, tracing veins of a leaf, or unexpected ballads in city noise. Thank you.
Thank you. Please step up quickly, and tell us your name, where you're from, and what's on your mind.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Evangelist Ramsey from Brooklyn, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, and to the founding president, Reverend Al Sharpton, to my senior pastor, Dr. Peter Barnaby, and Kingdom Life Ministries International in Brooklyn. Truly, this is the day the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I just wanted to thank everyone that came out on Thursday for DEI. DEI, you all know, is for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We were covered our 130th week. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand. Yes, it takes strength. It takes energy to come out every week. But we just thank God for what God is doing, because we know this is a good fight. And we know that if we continue to stand up for what's right, that God will be on our side. Amen. Because the Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want. And even though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we will fear no evil, because there's no justice, there's no peace. No justice, no justice. God bless you.
Thank you. Please, quickly, step up, tell us your name and what's on your mind.
Good morning, Minister Marshall. My name is Rodney Jones. Good morning, Nan family. My name is Rodney Jones from Queensbridge, New York City. What's on my mind is Black history is American history. African-American music is a broad term covering a diverse range of musical genres, largely developed by African-Americans and their culture. Its origins lie in musical forms that developed as a result of the enslavement of African-Americans prior to the American Civil War. It has been said that every genre that is born from America has black roots. White slave owners subjugated their slaves physically, mentally, and spiritually through brutal and demeaning acts with whipping and death. Some white Americans consider African Americans separate and unequal for centuries, going to extraordinary lengths to keep them oppressed. African American slaves created a distinctive type of music that played an important role in the era of the enslavement. Slave songs, commonly known as work songs, were used to combat the harshness of the physical labor. Work songs were also used to communicate with other slaves without the slave owner hearing. The song "Wade in the Water" was sung by slaves to warn others trying to leave to use the water to obscure their trail. Following the Civil War, African Americans employed playing European music in military bands, developed a new style called ragtime that gradually evolved into jazz. Jazz incorporates sophisticated polyrhythmic structure of dance and folk music of the people from Western and Sub-Saharan Africa. These musical forms had wide-ranging influence on the development of music within the United States and around the world during the 20th century. Black history is American history. Thank you.
Thank you. Please step up quickly, tell us your name and what's on your mind.
Good morning, Action Network. God bless you. Good morning. My name is Reverend Crystal Parrish, and today I just want to give all glory and honor and praise to the Lord Jesus Christ. Thanks be to God who's given us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord of 1 Corinthians 15:57. I just want to share a quote from Reverend Jesse Jackson. If my mind can conceive it, my heart can believe it, and I know I can achieve it. Yesterday I had supported and protested alongside with the attorneys from the National Defenders Services. And they have provided legal representation, and I just believe they do a great service for our community in Harlem, fighting for health and for their salaries. I just want to thank and praise God for the opportunity to stand for those who work to help others. Glory to God. God bless you.
Thank you for that. Please step up, brother, quickly. Tell us your name, briefly what's on your mind.
All right, my name is Maurice. I'm from Brooklyn. And before I say what's on my mind, I want to say that the views I'm about to express do not reflect the views of the National Action Network. Right? Now, I want to talk about this Dolan Wells investigation a little bit more because we're hearing a lot about it, but for some reason, stuff just still is not adding up to me. It's like when they investigate black deaths in the South, there's a different system for us. It's like we getting a criminal just us system. For some reason, the Jackson County Sheriff Department seems to have forgotten how to investigate cases when it involves a black murder victim. Somebody's found face down in the sand on the beach, and before the body even dries up, we're saying no foul play, right? I want them to treat this like how they treat the deaths of like the white victims of crime, like Natalie Holloway, when the Central Park jogger was in the park, right? You could turn over the whole park looking to find out who did it, and you end up capturing 5 innocent boys in the process, right? Use half of that energy to investigate this case right now. Now, this is one of the reasons why diversity, equity, and inclusion matters. You put some black detectives on this case, and it's not that hard to solve. We have a dead black person. We got a wolf pack of white kids that was hanging with him, took him to this deserted island with, he's the only black person on the island. He's dead. They lying about having his phone. They're lying about having his keys. They're drinking underage and all this other kind of stuff, right? His mom has to track down the phone because this police department won't do their jobs, right? Now, we get back the body so that we could do a second autopsy. And for some reason, parts of the body are missing, so we can't conclude what's going on. But from what we see, he has trauma to the back of his head. Now, that's all I need to know. If I'm any good detective, right, I'm going to say that from my perspective, it looks like Nolan learned a lesson that night. The lesson was don't turn your back on the wolf pack. They knocked him off that boat and he washed up on the shore. All right, now let's treat it like a murder investigation and do your jobs. No justice, no peace.
Thank you for that. Please step up, tell us your name, and briefly what's on your mind.
My name is Ernest, and I'm here to honor Usman Gal. Nan's own, growing up in Huddle and a product of Nan, modeling and shaping him into a superb man. Usman Diallo, a true example of love and leadership. Usman Diallo impacted a lot of people in their lives, a true servant of the people who will forever live in our hearts. A young leader, a mentor, an organizer, a real and true friend, dedicated in the fight for justice and equality. If you had the privilege of ever meeting him, please cherish every moment. You were blessed, for this was a humble and dedicated man. Please give a big hand to the memory of Nan's own Usman Diallo, a true legend.
Thank you. Please come up, Deacon Anthony. Tell us your name again and briefly what's on your mind.
My name is Deacon Tony Phillip. I'm a little destroy because the table is getting left behind. I'm, I'm going to take it from this and leave it. The king asked, who healed this person? The mother and father said, don't ask us, ask him. He is an advocate. And he was able to speak for himself. You know, I get tired of people who is supposed to be working for the disabled and they don't want to take the time to learn how to listen. Yeah, I have a speech problem, but if you would say, okay, brothers, slow down and let me understand you, I can help you. But no, people get upset. People, let me tell you something. I grew up like this. You are coming to the age, and your body is gonna wear down.
Thank you, Deacon Anthony. And what he said was that he's frustrated that the disabled community is not being included and inclusive. And so we have much more work to do to make sure that all of us, all people, all humans are part of the process. Please, briefly, tell us your name and what's on your mind.
Good day, everybody, and God bless everybody. My name is Sister Reverend Byrd. I'm from heaven, born in Harlem. I'm a National Action Network lifetime member, and I'm a Jesus Christian. Of course, what's on my mind is Bible scripture. In particular, today, what's on my mind are the two greatest commandments, which is love God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, and your strength, and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now, I'm going to focus on the second one, love your neighbor as you love yourself, which is also included self-respect. It's very important. Now, respect varies among people, but when we deal with the professionalism of self-respect, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, or confusion about what that really represents. Professional self-respect is always correct. You understand rules, policies, and procedures, must abide by them. The one rule that really clearly shows that we have self-respect as a group of people is making every effort to protect this democracy. So professionally, to show self-respect, we have to vote. It's very, very important. It's a serious representation of self-love and self-respect. So we have an opportunity to really show that we love ourselves, like we would love somebody else who we want them to also have freedom. We want freedom too. They're entitled. Let's vote and do what we're supposed to do to keep this democracy. God bless you and good day.
Thank you. We have 2 minutes left, 1 minute each. Tell us your name briefly.
My name is Daryl Carter. I'm visiting here from Hawaii. I came to talk to you today about the March on Washington. 50 years ago, and when I was about 10 years old, we started marching. Reverend Sharpton never has stopped marching. He's never stopped being an activist. So with that, I'm going to say this. As children, we marched. Many of us marched for voting rights, to end segregation, and for equal rights. We stood with giants like Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson. We were engaged. We made our voices heard. Yet as we marched for our rights, the shadows of history stretched long, obscuring other profound injustices. The military annexation of Hawaii, the stolen lands of the South Pacific, and the ongoing colonization of Puerto Rico and Alaska, these were and remain crimes against humanity. Today, we gather on sacred ground. This ground itself is stolen. 10 seconds. Anyway, I just want to let you know that I'm here to volunteer to the National Action Network for this whole month to bring forth a very successful march of all denominations and races of people. I'm calling you out. Call 5 relatives, call 5 friends, and have them call the National Action Network and get in touch for a successful march.
Thank you so much. Quickly, we are winding down. We have about 45 seconds. Please tell us your name and quickly what's on your mind.
Peace and blessings, everybody. I'm Dr. Teresa Pringle from Newark, New Jersey. And I guess I have to give the disclaimer that these are not the views of National Action Network, but an empowerment statement. We know that the Medicaid is going to change. And for all of those that are sitting in this room, we have many disabled people. How do we get in front and not fall behind? You need to go to your doctors now, get letterheads that state that you are disabled, not able to work. So when that employment piece comes down, you are already in front of it, not behind, and do not lose your benefits. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we give a hand to all of those that have contributed? And again, the viewpoints that you heard today do not reflect that of the National Action Network. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Marshall, and to all that contributed to today's What's on Your Mind. Our members are hard at work making change into reality across this nation and abroad. To hear more about what is going on right here in our New York City chapter, we take you in the house this week with Kanara Price, chairperson of the interpreters of the New York City chapter of National Action Network. Let us welcome her at this time.
Good morning. Again, my name is Kanara Price. Thank you, Ms. Crawford. And I'm proud to bring you greetings on behalf of the House of Justice Deaf Club here at the National Action Network. Now, I'd like to begin by asking you to just imagine some things. Imagine calling 911 during an emergency, but the person on the other end cannot understand you or doesn't have the system in place for texting. Imagine sitting in a hospital where doctors are discussing your care without providing a qualified interpreter. Or imagine being stopped by law enforcement and being unable to hear verbal commands, creating confusion that could quickly escalate to something very dangerous. Now, these aren't imaginary situations. They have actually happened to deaf members, especially right here in New York City. Now, one of the most heartbreaking examples was Daniel Harris. He was only 29 years old, a deaf man who was fatally shot during a traffic stop after he did not respond to the officer's verbal commands because he could not hear them. His story reminds us that that accessibility is not simply about convenience. Sometimes, and a lot of times, it's about safety. It's about life itself. And so that's why it is important to have organizations like this, National Action Network. Our rights that are written into law don't automatically become reality. People need advocates. They need information. They need community. They need a place where they know that they are not alone. So we have the House of Justice Deaf Club. This Deaf Club is much more than a social gathering. It's where you learn your rights. It's where information is shared in accessible ways. It's where leaders are developed, and it's where people are empowered to participate fully in their communities. Now, this year, one of our major priorities, which is one every year, is civic engagement. We have been hosting workshops to help deaf and hard of hearing community members better understand voting processes and the importance of participating in every single election. We've also been taking voter registration directly to the community. At Juneteenth recently, we were with other communities, and we're meeting people where they are and helping eligible deaf and hard of hearing individuals register to vote. There are so many in the deaf community that are not registered to vote. So our goal is to register 200 deaf or hard of hearing voters before this year's midterm election And we want to get to 500 across the country by the end of 2027. Because you see, every voice matters, every vote matters, and every citizen deserves the opportunity to participate, right? So know that our work is not just here in New York. To our National Action Network chapters across the country, we encourage you to build relationships with your local deaf community, invite deaf advocates to the table, make accessibility part of your planning and not an afterthought. Because accessibility is not a charity, it should not be an option. Accessibility is a right, it's our civil rights. And when we say justice for all, we truly mean justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanara, for that information regarding our Interpreters Committee right here in the New York City chapter. This morning, we are going to take the time to give honor and tribute the life of Ousmane Diallo. I'm going to ask Aaliyah Nickens, NAN Youth Huddle alumni and leader, and William Andre Brimage III, former staffer for Assemblyman Al Taylor, both friends and colleagues of Ousmane, to come forward at this time.
Good morning. Well, first and foremost, I actually had no idea what this huddle or what this particular morning would even look like. I had no idea that y'all would take me to church. And it's funny that we're here celebrating the life of a young man that lived a different lifestyle than a lot of people. Ousmane Diallo was somebody I got a chance to meet last year working at Assemblyman Al Taylor's office. And it's very interesting that in a short amount of time, he had a major impact on my life. So much so that he went from being a coworker and a person that I spent nights in hotels with and hours back and forth going up to Albany on the train to do legislative work. But he became a brother. He became a friend. He became somebody I spoke to very regularly. I even wore these colors today because he was a Spurs fan. And we talked all throughout the finals, and I thought I was just coming to just have a little conversation with some people, but I'm here at church with the family. And it's interesting that a man who studied the teachings of Muhammad and had an Islamic faith brought a Christian man into a Christian household. But interestingly enough, this Christian man is a licensed minister. In 2013, I became a licensed minister, and for 7 years I practiced. And by I got about the age of 30, I was kind of over it. I was stripped of my voice. I felt like the church hurt me. And I took off and moved to California. And after 7, 8 years, I came back and I got a chance to meet this young man. And he reminded me of a young Malcolm. He reminded me of somebody that was willing to be a gentle giant, but also do the work. And here I am, a person that grew up always trying to follow in the footsteps of a Martin, of a Reverend Al, of a Dr. A. Lincoln James, who is my father in the ministry. I've heard about these giants and these people, and I saw one on a daily basis. And I'll close with this. When I think about this young man, it reminds me of something that the Reverend just said earlier. Yes, I knew a man named Ousmane Diallo, but I also knew a man that taught us the greatest commandment. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, thy strength, and love thy neighbor as thyself. The Romans went on to ask that man, they said, who is thy neighbor? And then that man goes on to tell this amazing story about a Jewish man that was on his way to Jericho from Jerusalem. And he got beaten and robbed by some thieves. And a Jewish priest saw that man, walk right past him. A temple assistant saw that man, walk right past him. But it was a man of a different religion, a man of a different race, different color. He saw that man and he bandaged that man's wounds and he poured oil and he helped that man. And he showed that man love and grace. He took that man and put him on a donkey. He took that man and put him in a hotel. He paid for the hotel, and he went on and said, I'll be back to pay more if there's any other charges. The man I'm talking about is a man named Christ. Christ looked at them and he said, that is your neighbor. Ousmane Diallo didn't look at me as a Christian. Ousmane Diallo didn't look at NAN as a Christian organization. Ousmane Diallo looked at this world as a place that we need to work together. And so I know, that even if he didn't profess with his mouth and believe in his heart that God rose Jesus from the dead, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to see my brother in paradise. Because I know a man named Christ that said, we are all God's children. So Ousmane, I love you. I'm going to miss you. And thank you for helping me find my voice.
Good morning. My name is Aaliyah. I didn't write anything because every time I tried to, I broke down. So I'm gonna just try to speak, so bear with me. The last time I spoke at a Saturday rally was actually with Ousmane. This was following the shooting at Harlem River when Darius Lee lost his life, and Saturday we were here speaking. That night was very memorable because after the shooting happened, Ousmane and I were in Harlem Hospital all night till about 3, 4 in the morning with families of people who got shot, and we weren't working. This wasn't something that we was doing because we were part of the NAN Youth Huddle. It was because we were from Harlem. And it was a shooting in Harlem, and some of the people that we knew got shot, and we made sure that we wanted to be there and support their families. So we was there till 4 in the morning, and then when we found out Darius Lee got shot and his family got invited to NAN Saturday's rally, we were speaking, and that's the last time I've been here. I'm gonna speak about Ousmane's legacy. This is just his resume, but I'm gonna speak more in depth about what he did. Ousmane Diallo serves as Legislative and Budget Director, as well as Constituent Liaison to New York State Assemblymember Al Taylor. In this role, he develops legislative priorities, supports budget advocacy, drafts policy and communications, and collaborates with government agencies and stakeholders to address issues impacting Upper Manhattan. Ousmane was National Youth and College Field Director for the National Action Network, leading organizing and civic engagement nationwide. Notably, he helped mobilize efforts for the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, bringing together thousands of young advocates. In recognition of this leadership, NAN named him Youth Activist of the Year. Ousmane is also an alum fellow with Cities United, advancing strategies to reduce violence and improve outcomes for youth. He holds a BA in political science from the University at Albany's Rockefeller College, concentrating in equality and inequality with a criminal justice minor. Beyond that resume, Ousmane was my friend. my best friend, like my brother. We met when we were around, we was born the same year, but he was born a couple months before me, so we met when I was like 13, he was about 14. In middle school at Harlem Children's Zone, County Cullen, and I knew right away that Usman was gonna be my friend because we were the only ones that liked Meek Mill at the time, and we were the only ones that stood our ground, and I knew from then that's gonna be my friend. He could stand his ground, doesn't matter if 100 people is against him, he's gonna stand on what he believes, he's gonna stand on his morals, and that's why I knew that we're gonna be long-time friends, and that's something that we were. We grew up very beautifully. I knew from young that Usman was gonna be the change that he wanted to see because he was very conscious. He knew that the world that we were living in had a lot of things that was wrong with it, and he wasn't one to be comfortable and sit down and watch as people are being killed, people are being murdered, young people aren't able to speak up against themselves. He wasn't the type to sit down and allow that to happen and not do anything about it. So it wasn't like he went to school and he learned about political science and then he's like, let me go back and help my community. He helped his community first and found his voice and said, I'm gonna go to school so I can continue to help my community and help my people. Falevi brought him to NAN Youth Huddle, and him and Falevi, in my opinion, changed the whole trajectory of NAN Youth Huddle. They brought in more young people. They made their voices known and heard throughout the whole Harlem. I think that they're very known in Harlem, and what stood out to me the most and the reason why I came back to Youth Huddle, and I was the only girl, they called me Sister Huddle because I was the only girl out of a bunch of them. What always stood out to me and made me keep coming back, when I saw Usman at NAN, I trust Usman with my life. So I know if he's here and he's dedicated, this is somewhere I need to be. And Usman is a devout Muslim. He loves his religion. He's proud of his religion. This is a Christian-based organization, and he did not care. He was still here. He was still respectful. He would still interact with one another, with people, and I knew this is where I needed to be because Usman is here. We mobilized, I was like my partner in crime. We mobilized marches together, rallies together, small, large, anything. When it came to uplifting young voices, that's something that Usman and I did here, but also at Cities United, which is a national organization that focuses on reducing homicides and young men and Black boys. And at that organization, me and Usman represented Harlem, New York. So we were the only ones in the back-to-back cohorts from New York with other young people from different states. And our job there was to bring our experiences, what we see when it comes to shootings and gun violence in New York, and bring that to their space and how are we gonna fix it, looking at gun violence as a public safety issue, addressing it in a holistic way. And Usman made sure that he did that with grace in class. Not only was Usman part of Cities United, but he was a legislative director at 24 years old. He didn't just work under Al Taylor, but he wrote bills, he introduced bills, and he got bills passed at the age of 24. And he left an impact that will go far beyond my years, even after I'm gone. There's an article, right, that says that he was the future. In my opinion, I do think that he was the future. I do think that if he would have ran for Congress, he would have won. If he would have ran for president, he would have won. He would have been leading our country. But I also do think that he is the future right now, even though that his body isn't physically here with us anymore. And this is what's been keeping me grounded, that his spirit is throughout Harlem, and the impact that he left is going to inspire so many young people to get civically engaged, to become leaders in our community. I think what we talked about all the time is how do we make activism cool for young people that come from neighborhoods that are underserved? How do we make it appealing to young people? And he did exactly that at his funeral services. He had more than 10 elected officials at his funeral service, 25 elected officials at his funeral service. Yesterday, he had the mayor at his janazah, and I think that's inspiring to young people that you can be from anywhere. He was from Dunbar, the most dangerous part of Harlem, and he shows young people that you can be from anywhere, you can go anywhere. So I love my brother. I encourage everybody to keep his name alive as well as his legacy, which includes getting young people involved in this work. I just want to say good job, Usman. I'm proud of you. The work will continue. The marathon continues. I will continue to keep your name alive in this work, the USPE. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful tribute. Each and every Saturday, we have an inspirational word coming to us from one of our leading pastors or preachers from across the country. This morning, to bring an inspirational word to us, we welcome Reverend Dr. Tyrone Stevenson, Senior Pastor of Hope City Church in Brooklyn, New York. Let us welcome him with a warm National Action Network welcome.
Amen. Good morning. And I am so glad and honored to be here with you tonight, this morning. I do want to honor the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, the president and founder of NAN, and also to the Reverend Dr. W. Franklin Richardson, who is a chair of the board, and we are grateful for this opportunity. If you would go with me briefly to God's word, Isaiah chapter 10, verses 1 and 2. It says this: "Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless." I want to talk to you about becoming a game changer. In 1960s, the UCLA had a 7'2" center by the name of Lou Alcindor. The world would later come to know him as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was so unstoppable above the rim that the NCAA banned dunking in college basketball for 10 years. I want you to think about what I just said. When they could not stop the player, they changed the rules of the game. Tell somebody they changed the rules. Well, that's not just basketball history, that is our history here in America. Every time we learn the game, they move the goalposts. Every time we win political power, they want to redistrict. Every time we make progress, they announce that equity has gone too far. But Isaiah has a word for people who attempt to rig the game. Isaiah teaches us that when power is used to rob the poor and silence the vulnerable and deny people their rights, God takes it personally. And when the rules are rigged, God raises up, throughout Scripture you see it, God raises up what I call game changers. Now, to be game changer, you need to do a couple of things. I think we have some in this room. One, we have to recognize the rigged rules. We must recognize what's happening today. The Trump administration is not hiding it or being shy about it. They've eliminated federal equity programs, revoked affirmative action requirements for federal contractors, is attempting to suppress the vote in his favor, press for new restrictions in mail-in voting, and is attempting to whitewash America's history. They call it merit, they call it integrity, they call it efficiency. But game changers look beyond the labels that's given things in that moment, and we ask real questions. Game changers ask, well, who's losing access? Game changers ask, whose voice is actually being weakened by your policy? Game changers ask, whose history is being erased? And whose vote is it making it harder to cast? If you see the game, tell your neighbor, we see it. Isaiah does something very powerful in these two verses. Isaiah names the decrees, he names the damage, and he names the people who are being denied justice. Christian faith should not and does not close our eyes. It should actually give us the courage to tell the truth. Not only should a game changer recognize rigged rules, but a game changer must also change the strategy of the game. Kareem did not stop playing basketball because they banned the dunk. He developed the almost unstoppable game-changing skyhook. They changed the rules, so Kareem changed his strategy. in our history. That's the same thing for us. We are people of this kind of mindset. When they denied our ancestors education, they just changed their strategy and built their own schools. When they denied us dignity, we changed our strategy and we built movements. When they met us with dogs and they met us with hoses and fire hoses, we came back with marches and ballads and boycotts and prayer and organized power. When we recognize that today, as every other day, we may have been disappointed, but we are never defeated. We have been targeted, but guess what? We're not terrified. We have been pushed down, but we are not backing up. Would you hunch your neighbor and just say, stay in the game? Those who are depending, they are depending on us withdrawing. They are depending on us getting weary, and that our weariness will silence us. But they have continued to understand that our struggle for simple equality can be understood as a centuries-long dark night of the soul, not just for us, but for the nation as well. And we will stay in the game until moral clarity is restored and justice breaks through into a dawn of true equality. Last thing is, we've got to recognize that we need to reclaim the game, not just stay in it, but now we must reclaim it. Yes, we're fighting to take back the House and the Senate, but the vision of our nation, of our people, is greater than just party control. We are reclaiming the institutions that determine whether justice stays on the pages of our law books or walks through the neighborhoods that we live in. We are reclaiming the House where laws are written, budgets are approved, judges are confirmed, and our children's future is being negotiated, because the vote still needs defending and justice still needs a witness. Let me get out of your way and close with this. If they tell us that, well, can you really change this game? Is it possible to do something different? Don't tell them about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, although it's a great story. We ought to tell them about a man who came into the world that was rigged against him. And the powerful had the seats of power, and the poor carried the burden, and the religious became so comfortable with oppression that they did nothing to do. They did nothing to change it. But Jesus, the Jesus we know, he came into the game, he changed the game by touching people no one else would touch. He changed the game by welcoming people that everyone else had rejected. He changed the game, watch this novel idea, by feeding the hungry and healing the sick and lifting the broken and preaching the gospel to the poor. They tried to silence him. They arrested him. They marched him up the hill called Calvary, put nails in his hands, nails in his feet, a crown of thorns on his head. They put him in a borrowed tomb, but guess what? The game wasn't over. Early Sunday morning, that Jesus got up, and because he got up, we can get up. You are game changers. Man is a game changer. Let's go change the game for righteousness. Thank you.
Oh
to National Action Network Live on 107.5 WBLS. Let us now receive our president and founder, the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. 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 Shake hands with the person next to you. Tell them you love them.
Never give up.
In 1977, I was about 23, 24 years old, and I'd gotten to know Muhammad Ali. He was in New York to defend his title at Madison Square Garden. It would be his last title fight at the Garden. And he said to me, he said, Sharpton, you starting to jog or something? I said, yeah. I went through ups and downs. He said, well, I'm going to jog and work out in the morning. Why don't you go with me? I met him and his entourage about 4 in the morning, took the New Lodge train from Brownsville and got downtown, stayed at Statler Hilton. We got in the cars and went to Central Park. And he going to run around the reservoir. He had on his jogging outfit, had on his workout fit, and his heavy boots. And he put Abilene cream on. Made him sweat. He said he wanted to sweat, so I put on Abilene cream. and I had on my sweatsuit. And he had his trainer in a golf cart next to him. And he said, all right, let's go, and he started. And I got about a minute and a half in. He told the guy he wanted to do 23 minutes. I did about 2 minutes. And then I got in the golf cart with the trainer. Ali went all the way around the reservoir, and when he got almost to the finish, he looked at the trainer and said, clock. And the trainer hit the clock. I said, you ain't been doing the time all this time? He said, no. And Ali then started jogging and finished in 23 minutes. We got back to the Statler Hilton, and I said to him, Statler Hilton, used to be right in front of the garden. It became Hotel Pennsylvania now. I don't think it's nothing there. And I said, Champ, why did y'all start clocking after you'd already ran most of the reservoir? He said, well, I'm getting older now, Sharpton. And sometimes you got to train to be able to fight past your exhaustion. Fight when you're too tired. Fight when it looks like you're going to lose. He said, if I can train to run and go, even when I'm tired, then when I get tired in the fight, I got a reserve to keep fighting. He fought Ernest Shavers that next night, and it was his last fight there, 15 rounds. And about the 12th round, when it looked like Shavers was catching up, I thought about he got that reserve gear. And he did them last 3 rounds and won the fight. I'm talking to somebody watching us and somebody listening on the radio that don't give up the fight. You may be behind in the last couple of rounds, but if you hold on and reach in for your reserve, think about what God already brought you through. If he done it before, he can do it again, and your change will come. Your change will come. Your change. Don't you give up. Your change. I know it will. Your change. Change will. Many of you know James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, is like a father to me. And I remember when he had gotten older and he got in trouble, many of you remember that, and had gone to jail and they had desecrated him. I used to go down and see him about every 2 months in the jail. And it was interesting because very few of people, even in his family, visited him. But I would go down, we didn't have no money, I'd drive down. We just could put some gas in the car, and me and a couple of the fellas that was with me with National Youth Movement. When he got out of jail, though, the whole world saluted him. James Brown's back, big concert out in L.A. And 2 years after that, the Kennedy Center was like getting the Oscars, was going to honor 5 artists, and they honored James Brown. And they said for the program, this is an honor to have the program, they wanted tribute for each artist, with Carol Burnett was one of the 5 that year. And they wanted each artist to determine who would write their tribute in the Kennedy Center program. And he told them, I want Reverend Sharpton to write mine. And I was running for president then, 2004. They said, well, you know, President Bush comes, the president sits at the honors. He said, I don't care. He said, that's who I want to write my tribute. He said, in fact, I want him to have a box seat next to where the president and all of us sit. Yeah. And when I got there and they brought me, sat me next to the box seat, I looked over and saw Mr. Brown, who I'd seen in jail for 2.5 years, sitting next to the president, honoring him, and had a boy grew up on welfare in Brownsville write the notes. It told me that no matter how rough it gets, if you don't give up, sometimes you quit right before your victory. God sometimes will let you go through the rough road so you can appreciate the victory better. So if you keep going, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care how hard you fall, you can get back up and your change will come. Your change will come. Your change. I know it will. Your change will come. Your change. Change will. Change will come. Change will come. Action Network Change Choir. Give them a hand. Give them a big hand. Certainly we're happy to be with you another Saturday morning for the Saturday Action Rally. For you that are here live at the House of Justice, 6 Hanson Place in the village of Harlem. And for you that are listening live on a WBLS 107.5 in New York, or watching us on Impact Television or nationalactionnetwork.net, on YouTube/NAN, and on the A.M.E. Zion Network, we're happy to be with you another Saturday to give our report on where the action is. Give a hand to our presider, Sister Nancy Darlene Crawford. Our musical director, Minister Tyrone. And I give a hand to our band, Carlin Raymond and Guy Jenkins. Malcolm Seal in the house. He got on his shades and cap hat, all right. Looking right jazzy. You know, we're going to have jazz night here downstairs when we finish. He right jazzy this morning. And I want to say, let me say, I said every week, you know, this, we don't just call this National Action Network. It is national. We got over 130 active chapters. And every week we have a chapter that is going to collectively watch the rally, even though they can watch it at home on YouTube. This week, our chapter in Los Angeles, California, it's about 6:37 in the morning there. But a few of them have come together, and Reverend Oliver Bowie is at the Bellevue Community Church. Good morning. That's LA National Action Network. I see Tony Wafer in the house. That's some of our LA people. Thank you. Y'all all right out there? I can't hear you, but I can see you. Thank you for being with us. Let me also say that we dedicate the rally and broadcast this morning to our brother, beloved Ousmane Diallo. Come on, Ousmane Diallo. This young man joined a huddle working with Ashley and Dominique for some time. He was a very smart, committed young man. I can't remember anything that we did he wasn't there for. Went on and worked with elected officials, did things in the community, but there was something striking about him, and bright and committed about him. And if there was an example of what we want our young people to be, Ousmane was that. And we certainly give our condolences to his family. He was 24 years old. And to lose him, a lot of you went to the funeral, and we prayed for his family and whatever happened. In fact, it was after the rally last Saturday, and we were upstairs in meetings, that someone came and Dominique told us that he had been killed, and how the circumstances, they'll investigate. Ashley couldn't believe it. I don't think Ashley believed it until a day or two later. So I'm halfway with Ashley. I believe somebody's gonna call and say it was a mistake. But I want to dedicate the memory to Ousmane Diallo. And on the side of the building, we own the lot too, when we get ready to do larger events like feeding people we do every Thanksgiving and Christmas, we have a heated tent we're gonna put out there. But on the front side, we're gonna have a garden that I'm gonna name the Michael Hardy Memorial Garden. And we're going to put one of the first stones in the name of Usman Diallo. He'll always live. He'll always live at the House of Justice. Usman will always live. Let me thank our inspirational speaker, Reverend Dr. Tyrone Stevenson. Give him a hand. I was riding out, going out East New York area and saw these people lined up going to church. And then I went again. And I called Steve Moss and said, who is this guy drawing all these people out in East New York? And he said, no, he's got a great ministry and he is conscious as well. I said, well, you need to get him up to the House of Justice, let him do it on the air. And we're honored that he came, give him a big, he gave us a good word. He gave us a good word. He's right, not only play the game, learn the game. A lot of y'all get in stuff and don't know how to deal with the mechanics of what to do. One of the reasons that we're so deliberate about our sessions here is just being passionate does not make you powerful. You have to organize, and you've got to understand the systemic way you organize. You can't run for office unless you have petitions. Everybody run around talking about DSA. If they are out organizing you, don't get mad at folks for you being lazy. Hello. Well, you know, Reverend Al, they just go knock on everybody's door. Well, you knock on some doors. Them doors are still there. They didn't build the door, they knocked on the door and had a message when they knocked on the door. Reason why would we do, people talk about, well, I don't know why Sharpton and them draw more people because they got media. It's not media, we have organized. Right now, as you just see the LA chapter, last week it was our mid-Tennessee chapter. We have active chapters. We don't get up when something happened. We never go down. That's why 10,000 people come to our convention. That's why it's National Action Network. When I was 16, I started National Youth Movement. It wasn't but me and 10 folk, but we said we was national. We had some national dreams. But now we are national. Offices in LA, offices in Washington, offices in Atlanta. And I want to say, in saying that, we are really mobilizing for the march. Let me say what I said about media. Watch Politics Nation with Al Sharpton today and tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Over the weekend, a lot of people turn off. You need to watch over the weekend. That's why the Sunday shows are important. They set the tone for the week. And tonight I'm going to have on Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and he'll be on, and other members of Congress tomorrow. I'm going to have on the congressman from Louisiana that they're trying to take his seat with redistricting, and I'm going to have others on. I want, of course, dealing with a lot of these cases, I want everybody to watch Politics Nation on MS Now at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And you know, Dr. Stevenson, when I started on Politics Nation, MSNBC, that's now MS Now, they said, well, Sharpton ain't gonna last for 2 months. That ain't gonna last. And then I went to 2 months. They said, well, it'd be good if he get to 6 months. Well, August 29th, I will have been the host of that show for 15 years. And not only have we done it, we did it and kept the network going and kept fighting issues. We fought Trayvon. We fought all the way through Ferguson, Michael Brown, all of them. I never stopped marching, never stopped organizing, maybe missed maybe 2 out of a year Saturday rallies. You know, some of y'all say, oh, he ain't coming to the rallies no more, he on TV. I've been at the rallies every Saturday. Because you are not going to be true until you're true to yourself. And I wasn't born on TV. I was born Church of God in Christ, preaching as a boy preaching. I made a commitment that if God raised me up, I would stand up. And I'm not going to bow down. Let me say, in light of that, as many of you know, I was in Mississippi this week to do the funeral services for Nolan Wells. And I can't tell you, no matter how many of these funerals I do, they still emotionally bother me. I think when you stop being affected by these tragedies, then you should stop doing what you do. And I look out, Eric Garner's mother's with us, been with us since they killed Eric in Staten Island. Gwen Carr, and very, very few weeks she misses. And Gwen, as I was walking that body, the casket down the aisle with the mother and father and attorney Ben Crump, I thought about all the and I've done a lot of funerals of victims. I've done a lot of funerals. I did James Brown's funeral. I did Michael Jackson's funeral. And did Roberta Flack's funeral. But the victims' funeral, when they are young and should not be in that casket, is more important to me than all of the attacks and all of the questions the media and others may raise. This boy, 18 years old, should not be dead. And they could call me all, and they understand the governor of Mississippi came out yesterday saying that Ben Crump and Al Sharpton just stoking the flames for personal gain. Well, I don't know what we gain out of going to Mississippi. I ain't even got no relatives in Mississippi. And you know, they always come with this craziness, and they did it to Dr. King and others far greater than me, that is, oh, they must be got some money. So I told them, I said, first of all, we have paid for many of the funerals, including Eric's. We paid for Eric Garner's funeral. And when the family got their settlement, I never asked even for reimbursement, am I right? Because I said, no, that's y'all's money. This is what we do. So not only did we not come to make money, I don't even know if they can sue there. We never have taken money. I said, but to show y'all we don't take no money, I'm pledging we put a $50,000 reward. We put up a $50,000 reward to anybody that gives evidence that leads to an arrest and trial and conviction on what happened to Nolan Wells. And before I could sit down from doing the eulogy, Tyler Perry, who had already paid for the funeral, we didn't have to pay for this one, texted me and said, I'm gonna match your $50. Terrell Owens, T.O., was in the audience. He said, I'm putting up 25. So we put up $125,000 if anybody comes forward. So since the governor of Mississippi got such much mouth, why don't you put up and match our reward? I mean, why don't you show we ain't stoking flames? Let's do this together, Governor. I put my money up. You put up state money or your personal money and say we don't need to have the flame stoked. We need the truth to come out because what they're saying about Nolan Wells does not add up. Nobody can explain to me how 4 guys go out to Horn Island in a boat, 3 white, 1 black, and the 3 come back with a story. One saying that, well, he told us he was staying there with some girl. Another girl said, I saw him on the boat. Then they have his cell phone and his car keys. And never turned that in until it was hunted down when his mother, Nolan's mother, tracked it to the boy's house. Something don't add up. And all we're not saying is racism, but you can't say it's not racism. Let's find out what happened, but we already know Nolan should not be dead. It always bothers me, you know, the backlash of the governor. You think the governor would say, let the process just play out? But he got to attack us for coming. And I didn't say nothing yesterday when I saw it. I saved some stuff for y'all on Saturday morning. I remember my maternal grandmother lived in Abbeville, Alabama. And we used to, in those days, blacks didn't fly too much. And I was about 5, 6, 7 years old. We used to drive down to Alabama. This was when my father was still there, had a brand new Cadillac. Then we drive over to Florida to his folk. And I remember we were in Alabama, and one day my grandmother said, you see those pens, that pen there, hogs and pigs? You come from Brooklyn, you was born up north, your mama from down here, you don't know nothing about that. I said, no, I don't, Grandma. She said, well, I'll tell you one thing. She said, you see that pen of hogs and pigs? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you see those bricks? I said, yeah. She said, if you throw a brick in a pile of hogs, the one that hollers is the one you hit. There's too much hollering going on in Mississippi, trying to calm this down. So we must have hit the right hog. Why are you worried about a lawyer and a preacher coming if you got nothing to cover? If you got nothing to try to, why are you worried about us coming? You got a boy dead. You got a country saying what happened. And all you worried about is I came down there. Well, all I'm going to do is do it again. Let me also talk about some of the things that happened this week that got on my radar. The Department of Education, a lot of you may have missed this. The Department of Education under Linda McMahon, who is now over the Department of Education under Trump. She was the co-owner with her husband of the Wrestling Federation. I don't know how somebody that was the head of wrestling becomes the head of education, but that's a whole nother Saturday morning message. She this week ended the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Education, saying that we are no longer going to have a Civil Rights Division. Now that's in line with Trump ending DEI and ending affirmative action that Reverend Stevenson talked about. They are in our very face, turning around everything that was gained in the 60s. They applaud Dr. King and destroy the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. Now, we are complaining a lot, and understandably so, about gentrification. But we have not dealt with how they have gentrified the legal rights of blacks in America. They're removing your ability to even deal with racism. That's why I've been marching 140-some weeks about DEI and Evangelist Ramsey and others, because DEI is to keep count of whether or not you are being open with your employment, with your contracts. If we cannot measure diversity, then we don't know if we're shopping with people that won't hire us or put us on the board. This ain't about playing the race card. This is about putting all the cards on the deck. So now, if you're eliminating the Civil Rights Department, Department of Education, that means you have nowhere to go to say there's racism in this school district, or they're unfair to hiring teachers, or we need federal intervention on how they're dealing with pay for school guards. Because there's no Civil Rights Division because we're not entertaining race issues. And you wondering why we're telling you we got to march on Washington August 28th? Because we're sitting here taking blows and having stood up and stood back and said we are not going to allow this. Reverend, people calling me, I'm interested in your march. And those of you watching, go right now and register. Don't just be interested. Register. www.nationalactionnetwork.net. If you don't have a bus leaving near you, let us know that. We'll organize one with you. Why is it important? They've taken out DEI. The Supreme Court has ruled where their redistricting has eliminated majority black seats in several states. I'm not talking about what's going to happen, it has happened. Supreme Court, nowhere to go other than that. And all of this with nothing from our community. We joined No King's March, we joined others. But where's the march we're leading about our civil rights and voting rights being taken? That's what's going to be August 20th. This ain't no Al Sharpton March or Martin Luther King III March. We called it. But it's about we should not be silent while they are stripping us in broad daylight. And you're quietly going backwards. Well, Reverend Al, why are we marching? Why did they march in the 60s? Marching doesn't solve a problem. Marching creates a climate for a problem to be solved. But if you don't dramatize a problem, they will not bring the problem up. I can guarantee you, when Trump is sitting there in the Oval Office saying, well, let's do this. Let's eliminate civil rights. Let's eliminate DEI. What's the reaction? Well, ain't been no reaction. A couple blacks on Twitter, or X now, whatever y'all on. But there's been no mass reaction. They need to see August 28th mass reaction. That's what happened in '63 when Martin Luther King and A. Philip Randolph came there. When the masses went to Washington, they couldn't ignore that. The march is the beginning of that. Then you energize people to go to their homes, their home states, their home cities, to organize for the midterm election. And if you vote because you're inspired, you're energized, then you can maybe have the majority of the House of Representatives switch. Hakeem Jeffries would be in line then to be the speaker. He'll be on the show tonight. And the speaker then decides the chairmen of committees based on seniority. That's how you make change. That means that everything Trump does then, Democrats can block. You can't block now because some of y'all wasn't voting. Run around talking about y'all didn't want a woman president. Well, Kamala's fine. How you doing? I wasn't talking to you, Tony. I'm talking about how How Tony get downstairs? I told y'all keep him in the balcony. So the people that talk and don't understand the history only expose their own ignorance. Marching is a means to an end, not an end. I spoke this week in Washington at the National Progressive Baptist Convention, and I told them this convention started with those that were opposed to civil rights in National Baptists. Walked out and formed progressive, Dr. King's crowd, Gardner Taylor, Reverend William Jones, who baptized me and others. And where are we now that we are the children of those that did it? And we're sitting around quiet, talking to ourselves. You cannot change society just talking to yourself on Facebook. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you talking to your own. Look at your Facebook page. Look at your Instagram page. And it gives you the number of followers. Is that right? That means you're already talking to your followers. You need to march so you talking to non-followers. I mean, I can't understand these followers that these Instagram people, Instagram activists, that think that they changing the world talking to folk they already got on their side. And they be posing. I mean, I had to stop looking at it. Ashley told me, please erase that from me. Because, I mean, they be just posing like they pin up something. To get my right side. Are you talking something makes sense? Or are you posing to be chosen? We are in serious times. We're in a war in Iran and don't know why we there, don't know how we getting out of there, don't know what the end game is. And the president every day is trying to sell wolf tickets. That people are saying you can say what you want. We are closing the Straits of Hormuz and gas will go up in the United States because we control the oil. And you wondering why I'm saying we got to march? That we got to stand up? Marching is what happened in the 60s that led to the Civil Rights Act. That led to the Voting Rights Act. Why are you trying to come with something that has not worked? Ain't no use in trying to come with something. If you buy medicine, they tell you on the container what the dosage you should take. Why are you trying to figure out something when Dr. King and others already wrote out the prescription? Then you have those that are just afraid. It is a shame that we take for granted that we have 60 blacks in Congress. We got 60 blacks in Congress because people voted. And they voted because there was a movement of marches and organizing that led to the Voting Rights Act. They ain't in Congress because they that smart. They've been smart Negroes before them. Just like Porter's calling me, talking about, well, Reverend Al, Or what do you think about Darlisa winning and be the congresswoman and all of the votes just happened in New York? Blacks losing power. And I done interviewed 2 or 3 others. What do you think? I said, first of all, I don't know who you interviewed, but Darlene, who's been here 2 or 3 times, ran against a Dominican, not a black. So how did black lose power? Jordan Wright was in that race as a senator, he won. Goldman ran against Brad Lander. That was one Jewish guy against another Jewish guy. How did black lose power? The other fight out there, Valdez won the congressional. You let people talk you into being defeated and you weren't even in the match. We still have a black speaker of the New York State Assembly, Carl Hastie. A black woman, strong black woman, Andrea Stewart Cousins, majority leader of the New York State Senate. A strong heroine woman as a state attorney general in Tish James. 2 black DAs. All blacks still in power. If we get behind them and make a coalition with Latinos and others, we will not be talked into defeat. We will solidify an agenda for all of us. Don't let somebody talk you into defeat. They always, some of us, in our personal life, they always told you what you couldn't be. My father left when I was 10. I ended up in Brownsville, tenement. I was used to middle-class house out in Hollis, Queens. I had to figure out a shift in life. And everybody said, well, he ain't gonna be nothing now. He's a boy preacher, but he ain't gonna be nothing now. But my mother told me, life is not about where you start. Life's about where you're going. Keep your eye on the prize. When I was 12, I brought at Bethany Baptist Church, would go and join Operation Breadbasket. Jesse Jackson came through and taught us, I am somebody. That's why I was loyal to Jesse till he died. I was his #1 student. Because I needed somebody to tell me I was somebody. But then I remember that there was a sermon that Bill Jones preached. And several times in the middle of all of this onslaught by Trump, in the middle of all of this backlash, in the middle of this fighting for people like Nolan, you can get discouraged. But I go to the book, and I go to the Bible, Reverend Stevenson, and I was reading this week, riding back from Mississippi on the plane. I went to Isaiah. Give me Isaiah 54th chapter. In Isaiah, they had gone through a point of contention where there was real misery and the enemies had come against them. And God said to them, don't worry about the enemy. Because yes, you will be attacked, but I already measure how effective the attack will be. I'm talking to somebody. Said in the middle of the battle, don't forget God not only created you, he created what they're going to use to battle against you. He said, I know the measurement of the instruments of war because I created all things. So I'll let them test you. But if you trust me, you will not be defeated. I thought about that January 1991 when that man ran out the crowd. White guy stabbed me in the chest for leading the march in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. They didn't want blacks in the neighborhood that killed Yusuf Hawkins. Man tried to kill me. As I laid in the hospital bed, Cornell Hospital, I thought about that scripture in Isaiah 54. And I thought about the 53rd chapter before where he says, I made the instruments. God made the instrument, or the man that stabbed me. I didn't know the breakdown until later, but he had a 5-inch knife. But he came in the chest, the blade went 3 inches. And God curved it where it didn't hit my heart. The same God that made him made me and made the ability of the knife. I come to tell you this morning that no matter what you're going through, God allowed it and God will bring you through. If you hold up and you stand strong, God will make a way out of no way. Read the 17th verse.
No weapon.
No weapon.
That is formed.
I don't care how bad they look to you. No weapon. I don't care how strong they look. No weapon. I don't care how your heart is broken. No weapon. I don't care what they say and what they do. No weapon.
That is formed against thee shall prosper.
That is formed against you shall prosper.
And every tongue that rises against you.
Every tongue. Governor of Mississippi. Every tongue. President of the United States. Every tongue that rise up against you.
The Lord himself shall condemn.
The Lord shall condemn.
This is the heritage of the servants of God.
This is the heritage of the servants of God. And let me stop right there. We march on August 28th. We meet every Saturday. This is our heritage. We are the heritage of Dr. Martin Luther King. We're the heritage of Medgar Evers. We're the heritage of Jesse Louis Jackson. We can take your best shot because we know that God said no weapon. Go ahead and point it at me if you want, but no weapon. He didn't distinguish different, but no weapon. No weapon. Shoot what you got, but I know what I have. No weapon formed against me shall perish. I was coming back the other night late through LaGuardia Airport. Guy stopped me, wanted to take a picture. He said, Reverend Al, I've been following you since you was a little youngster. He said, don't you get tired? I saw on the news you were in Mississippi today. I said, yeah, we just landed. He said, well, don't you get tired? I said, yeah, but every time I get tired, I think about I'm too close. I'm too close. You can quit too soon and you won't make it to what you was traveling for. I'm too close to turn around now. I've come too far from where I started from. Where's Reverend Rudolph? I'm too close. I want that song. Some of y'all getting weary, you're too close. You fought too hard, you cried too many nights, you're too close to turn around.
I'm too close to reach my journey's end. Said I'm too close to turn back this world of sin. I would take nothing, oh, nothing. Lord, I got to make it somehow. Oh, too close. I got to reach my heaven's end. Oh, I'm too close. I got to finally see the end. Said I'm too close to heaven. Heaven can't turn around. Oh, I can't turn around. I'm gonna sing the second verse. Oh, I'm too close
tell this world that I love this race. Said I'm too close because the Lord is holding my hand, and I know the Lord, He'll lead me to the promised land. Hey, I'm too close. I wanna see my mother again. Lord, I'm too close. Hey, I got to see the Lord for myself. Said I'm too, yeah. Oh, I can't turn around. Oh, I can't turn around. Well, don't you know I'm too head from head? Don't you know I am? Anybody want to go to heaven? Hey, don't you know that I, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you know we got a few more races to run? Yeah, to heaven. Oh, I tell you, I'm on my way. 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 Oh, I got a few more turns. Do you want to go? Why don't you wave your hand? Yeah, I got a few more races to run. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, yeah. Don't you want to go? I'm too close. Too close. Too close. Yes, sir. Oh, don't you know that to heaven. Can't turn around. No, yes, I can't. Gotta keep on moving. Gotta keep on running. Yeah. Turn around. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Sing it like you mean it. Sing it like you mean it. Sing it like you mean it. Open the doors of the movement. There may be someone here today that never joined National Action Network. You see us on television, you hear us on the radio, but you never became a member of the organization. If you're here, just come right down the aisle and shake my hand. Let me sign you up this morning. If you're watching, go online to www.nationalactionnetwork.net. But come on, if you're here, come right on down now. Let's join this morning. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Yeah, singing like you mean it. Sing it like you mean it. One more time, y'all. One more time, y'all. One more time, y'all. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's singing. One last time, y'all. One last time, y'all. Everybody's singing. All right. I'm gonna raise our offering. Moving quickly. We're gonna raise our offering and then I'm gonna dismiss. I'll be at the front so I can shake everybody's hand. We are still doing stuff in the building, so we're not letting nobody stay in the building. But we're doing our rallies. But I need to raise our offering. Reverend Rudolph, big as he is, jumping up here. I may need a new stage. He's jumping up down here. I don't know how much support we got up under here. And y'all just clapping. Go ahead, Reverend. I said, hold up, Reverend. I gotta ask you, we got some strong beams under here. So I need to raise our offering. I didn't see about our National Action Network National Board member, Commissioner Rodney Ellis is here with us today. All of y'all watching from Houston, Commissioner Ellis is in Harlem at his organization. He's on our national board and diligent. He had me speak a couple of weeks ago to about 200 of the elected officials and all in Texas. We're gonna do a lot of work in Texas on voter rights and all. They've got buses coming, Reverend Ralph West, and he and our other board member there in Houston is organizing as I speak. And so I want to acknowledge him. All right, I need you that are paying on your $500 for the building fund can come, and then I need about 10 people that can give $100 or more to come quickly. Isaline Parsons is giving $500 for the building fund. Carolyn Fields is giving her last $300 for a $500 commitment to the building fund. You got in your hand. All right, now, give me some hundreds. I need about 10 hundreds. Jumpstart Community Training, $100. That's Jamie Bland, one of our best chapter leaders. She won the Michael Hardy Award this year. Winston Gilchrist, $100. Winston Gilchrist, $100. Deborah Lester, $100. Cecil Roberts, $100. Guardians, $100. Dr. Jesse Fields, $200. Sister Edwards, $100. Y'all can give up in the balcony, just give the bucket up there and I'll call your name. Just give me the names, I'll get to the balcony. Dr. Ron Daniels, $100. I didn't even see Ron Daniels up there. Ron Daniels in the house. International leader. I didn't see him. Anonymous $100. All right. All right, give me 20s, 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 20s. What happened to 50s? Then let's get 50 then. I'm glad you brought it up. 50s, 50s, 50s. Minister Carolyn, $50. Choir, $73. Dawn Jones, $50, our board member. Sister Critchlow, $50. Mac Harris, $50. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Stephanie, $50. All right, Reverend Pastor Tyrone Stevenson, who spoke this morning from Hope City, is giving $1,000 to the building fund. $1,000. Come on, now everybody give what you can. $1, $5, $10, whatever you have. Come on. Whatever you have. Bring in our new members. I'm going to take in our new members. We're going to dismiss. I'll be at the front door, shake everyone's hand as we clear the building. And again, I thank Dr. Stevenson, giving to our building fund, $1,000. When I call your name, raise your hand. Angelica Burton, John Burton, and Erica Itzkowitz. I got it right? All right. Well, we welcome you to National Action Network. We want you. We need you. We want your ideas, your thoughts. Don't think because you new members that you are not just equal to everybody that's been here, because we believe in innovation and we believe in creativity. And they will tell you the various chapter work that we do, but you may have an idea we didn't think of. Now that we have this building, we want to have a jazz club in here. We want poetry reading. We want this building, once we finish in about a month, operating every day. And we want your thoughts. So we are welcoming you to our family. We thank you for stepping out. On the second week we in this building. Turn and face the audience. Give them a hand. Welcome them. Welcome them. Welcome them to the National Action Network. Give them a hand. Give them a big hand. Let us all stand. And let us all stand and prepare to leave. I'll be at the front counter to shake everyone's hand. And thank you for being with us another Saturday morning. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now. Repeat after me, we're an African people. Right, robbed of our homeland, robbed of our names, our language, our family, our self-respect. But we shall rise, never to fall again. Up, you mighty race. We can accomplish what we will. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Shake hands with the one you next to. Shake my hand before you leave.